welcome to Let Me Touch You podcast. I'm your host, Barbara, also known as Barbie. And today I have two special guests with me. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. To my right, I have
Gillian, also known as Protagonist Glitch.
And to my left,
Monica, aka Mochetta.
So today we will be discussing boundaries. We're going to talk about different types of boundaries, not just one specifically. Things that we go through with either family, friends, co-workers, lovers, any and everybody. So, to start it off, ladies, let me know what is your meaning of a boundary?
Can I go first?
Absolutely.
So, boundaries are absolutely necessary, and they function in every form of life. No one is giving you like a lot of water. There's boundaries in cement, the way you mix things, in a cupcake, and everything. So boundaries should be respected and understood that they're important.
I agree. I mean, if I have to piggyback on that answer, to me is limitations of expectations.
Never thought of it that way. Yeah, limitations of expectations. Sometimes we expect so much from someone, and it can like mess the whole flow up of everything. If you're expecting a little too much, it just won't go right. So,
or if the person is expecting too much from you, that's when you hold the boundary.
You gotta start setting them. That way they know more or less how this is gonna go. Okay, I'll do this, but I'm not gonna do that, vice versa. So I think they should be set from the very beginning.
They should be set in every way. Like set boundary with them kids, set boundary with your mama. You set a boundary with your lover. You set a boundary at work. You set a boundary with yourself. You set a boundary with everyone around you, because if anybody is disturbing your peace, you immediately set the boundary and hold them accountable to it. That's what I do.
I agree.
I mean, it's just all about balance and measurements, just like you mentioned. And it's imaginary. Like, it's there, but people don't understand that it's there. Sometimes it's like the equator. Like, I don't see it, but gravity has to keep us down, right? So basically, it's like it's there, and we know we need it, but if you mess it up, you're bound to just float away.
And adding to that, boundaries are just extremely necessary, and they come up, right? Because somebody, well, you met me this way. Well, guess what? Now I realize that is bothering me. So I have to set a boundary and address you, because they just don't happen. They don't happen beforehand. You have to address them. Something has to come up. Life rolls and it goes, and we go through things. But when you set a boundary and it's important to you, you hold the person accountable and you hold yourself accountable, because they can keep pushing it, right? Then what you gonna do?
Yep.
I mean, let's throw a little bit of a twist, because we always gotta throw a twist, right, Mo?
This is my bestie. We fight every day.
So the little twist to me is people are always changing. So yeah, I could have met you this way, but what if I didn't meet you this way? What if there's a milestone in everybody's life, and every new milestone, and I have this as a quote, every new milestone will require a different version of you. Grow with it, elevate with it. Sometimes people don't grow with that person, so they think that you're trying to dismiss their boundary, or that you don't remember that boundary, but sometimes the person has outgrown that boundary.
That happens a lot, especially if you've in a relationship, if you guys have been together since you guys were teens. There's something that you probably did back then that I was okay with, because at that age, I was in that phase. I was cool with that. It was funny to me back then. 5-6 years from now, what you're doing now is the same shit you did back then. I'm over that phase already. Like, I grew out of that. So it's time to change that. And it's not that we're trying to change the person that you are. We're trying to help you grow. See that you have to change. Like Gillian said, go with it. Different milestones.
Well, I feel like people are at different levels of their life. I'm the type of person that's constantly seeking a newer version of myself and working on myself. So people want to talk the talk but don't do the work. I spend time alone. I spend time getting to know myself, my space, how that make me feel, thinking about it, and what I'm going to accept moving forward. When I spend the time alone, I make sure I address those issues within myself. And that has become more stronger in me as I'm working on my master's in social work. So learning these self-care, learning how to deal with people and their problems. You understand? It's like, now I know, like, I have to work on myself. Social workers are like moon people. Like, everybody stares at the sun because it's shiny and it's attractive, but we want to see the backside when it's a little dark and how it's creeping. We want to know how it goes rough. So knowing that it goes rough for everyone, I understand that you may not be ready. You may not be ready. You may not be at the level where I am, where I can set these boundaries and hold people to them. I have ex-levels who tell me all the time, I've never met someone that hold me so accountable, because their moms don't even start there. Because this is what we're going to do when you treated me.
And it's sad because these boundaries, sometimes they break long-standing relationships. And I'm not talking about just with a lover. I'm talking about with friends, with children, with family. Like, I'm an inquiring mind. I want to study it all. When I went to college, it was kind of like, I'm going to take liberal arts because I don't know what I want to do, because I want to know it all. So for me, as an inquiring mind, I try to understand every level of a person, but I can't understand stagnant. I can't relate to stagnant. And then it's kind of like, it's okay. Like, me and you, we don't relate, but I still love you. It's okay that you want to smoke, drink, have a good time, but I'm studying. And if you're not okay with what I'm doing and you're bullying me, then you're breaking my boundary. But I'm respecting yours. And now it's kind of like I'm cut off from that circle because I don't do what you do anymore. I love my friend because my friend, we've known each other since we were kids. We have different hobbies, different personalities. I don't judge her for what she likes and what I don't like, but she doesn't judge me either. But I've had friends that I like, oh my God, I fucked with heavy. I don't speak to no more because I'm no longer the same person to them.
Yeah.
So I'm kicked out of the circle because the boundary was broken for them, not for me.
What examples can you give of like someone crossing the boundaries when it comes to, let's say, a family member? Have you ever had a family member that crossed that boundary? Besides our moms, because, you know, as a parent, we all do that to our children.
And I check my mom, and sometimes, you know, she don't want to hear me out, but she has made me the great woman I am today. So I'm able to speak my mind in a way where she knows I am not questioning your parenting or judging you. I am appreciative of you. I love you, but you dead wrong because you made me feel this way, and you have no right to tell me I don't feel this way. What came out of your mouth affected me in this way, and this is what it is. She doesn't often apologize, but I love to put it out there, and she's getting better because she's going to therapy, do her own workers' comp, but thank God they working with her. And I'm like, girl, you can apologize now. And I'm 30, and she's 64. She's way older than me. So sometimes we don't live in the same world at all. We don't move the same. And I create those boundaries. You can't judge me that way. You're my mother. Stay in your lane. You understand? You can tell me what you want, but when I feel like you're kicking me, you have to hold on there. And I make it clear. I'm a very big person on boundaries. I like to make things clear ASAP. And I like for you to make it clear ASAP. I don't get offended.
That's the best way.
With the family, I would have to use an example of like the elders. You know, the elders of the family is always to be respected. In my family, it's not respect that's given, it's forced. So I set a boundary where you have to understand, you have to earn my respect. I'm not going to reciprocate it unless you're giving me that same energy. And I have to work on that because the negative energy they give me, I'll give right back. And that's something I need to work on. Like 100%. And I think it's because it's their teaching. So since they try to force respect, I try to reciprocate the energy back to them. What I do have that they probably lack is that I don't do that to my friends.
Okay. And also with, because, you know, Gillian and I are related, we're cousins. With our family, they're not like us in the sense. We grew up, yes, with our cousins, but we also had outside friends. they were more within themselves. They grew up together. They didn't really have friends that they trusted. So I think with them, when they see it in us, they try to like check us, like, oh, you know, be careful with this one, be careful with that one. And it puts you in a position where it's just like, dang, should I trust my friends or should I just stick with family?
Oh, we could talk about that right now, lively, because I know Monica feels comfortable about talking about our relationship. Monica was challenged by our family a whole bunch of times. And it was a matter of, do you choose your friend or do you choose us? And I love my family, but I love my friend, because when I didn't have a job and I had, you know, I needed, my friend was there. When I was emotionally broken for relationship heartbreaks, or when I felt like the world was against me, my friend was there. When I needed encouragement to go back to college because I was a dropout, my friend was there. So I love my family. I cannot replace them. But some friendships are not worth losing because the family member's jealous.
And Gillian knows that I love my friend so much that is never a problem. Like, I'll fight anyone. I'm never too good for fighting. I'm a hoodie rat. But, you know, for my friend, there's just certain lines you don't cross. You know what I'm saying?
It's a boundary.
It's a boundary. Like, I had one of, you know, like, I have this, I've lost close friends because they have chosen to act violent. And we are violent people together, and when your back's against the wall, I'm always gonna have your back. But if you're putting my back up against the wall, if I can't convince you, I gotta confuse you. If I can't convince you that my love is genuine and I'm really your friend, then you're gonna be confused because I'm gonna be away from you. Because this love is real and loyalty is royalty to me. So my friend, her family, they, unless they touch me, they can never get in between us. They can never get me to violate. You can send little shots, those missiles don't land. I'm a real straightforward bitch. I'll be in your face like this. You're not saying nothing. And that's my friend. I love her. But so I'd rather leave.
But what I like about her is if the person is willing to change and to love her back because she loves me, she'll forget about all the drama. Oh, that's the difference.
Can we pause this? I am the number one like host at her party. So like my energy is really felt. Like I'm 1,000 all night. Like if you don't like me, you're gonna have to get out my way. Like you're really gonna feel my energy because I come with love, right? I have this saying that says, "Come in peace or live in pieces." I know I'm a light. I could light this room up or I could burn the house down. It does not matter. You know, my mom told me come in with love. But I'm really born a nasty, feisty girl. You know, these are learned behaviors, you know? So I love. So I don't care if your kid is there, they're going to win the event because it doesn't matter. I'm not petty like that. I was an educator before. Like, so I know I come genuinely. So like I said, if I can't convince you, then I'm going to confuse you. When you think you just cool enough to say something slick, we're going to have a whole fight at the family party. Like that.
I'm gonna use that line though. If I can convince you, I'm gonna confuse you. Definitely one of my new lines.
I mean, it has to balance out, and I think family, they think because of structure or because of culture, you have to move a certain way. You don't have to stop moving with your friends a certain way, but sometimes friends can put a little twist in that boundary too. Mm-hmm. You know, there's friends where you're like, damn, I fuck with this bitch heavy, and then you're like, what the hell happened 5 years later? And you walk past her in the bodega and don't say nothing to her. And your children don't know her, yet her children know you. And I'm sitting here literally like expressing a personal experience where, like Nas said, best friends become strangers. That's happened before. Monica's my current and most loyal and longest friend. I've known Monica since we were children. But I've had other female friends and other guy friends that boundary was broken for whatever reason. So friends too, you gotta set that tone too, you know?
Yes, and when you do set that tone with friends and the boundaries and they can't respect them, you gotta cut them off. Literally. With anyone. But
only one I set a boundary with, that I don't cut off is my child. And I'm a very, very hands-on mom that, especially with emotions, because my mom, I'm telling you, I was born feisty. My mom used to check me all the time. You're being jealous, that's nasty. You're being this, that's nasty. Calling the emotion. You see what you feel? That's not okay. You need to be a better person. Why are you being a bully? And then when girls came to my door trying to fight, and I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to fight her. No. You're going to fight right now because you've been bullying girls in school, and I'm going to hold you accountable to that mouth. So my daughter, when I set a boundary with her because we all love her in the house. She's the only grandchild, the only niece. She can turn any one of us against each other because we're all ready to fight against her. We had this conversation, everybody together. I said, this is my child. And I let her know, this is my mom and my brothers and my aunt, and we are fort tight. And you are now here creating a problem. That's not going to work. You're 5 years old. To whom much is given, much is expected. Everyone here loves you. When you in school, being scared, talk about mommy, she pushed me, I want you to have the same energy you got being spiteful in this house. I don't like that.
Tag team and family members.
I check my daughter so she knows better. She can't bring and take.
Especially while they're small. A lot of people be like, oh, they're young, they don't know. They know.
No.
And
It's
you
that
have to check them.
they do things for out of love. Like the other adult in the house. Like, for example, my mom had a white lie with my daughter, like something simple. I told her, you can't go to the beauty supply or to the 99-cent store to buy what you want because I have something personally going on in the back end that I didn't share with my mom. But I did let my mom know she's not allowed to go. But because grandma loves her, we're gonna just not tell your mom we're going to the 99 or the beauty supply. You're whack for that. Because now you're teaching my daughter, you're conditioning my daughter to lie. You cannot do that. You cannot condition my daughter to lie to me, even with white lies, because white lies turn into bigger lies. You could have just called me and told me, I'm your mother, and I think you're being too punitive. Let me take my granddaughter to go shop for what she wants. And you know my mom said to me, and my mom's a rough rider. Anybody know my mother? She don't play. She's with the shits, like, all the way. She told me that she was wrong. She understood accountability, and she apologized, and she told my daughter, your mother's right. I shouldn't be teaching you how to lie to her. If anything, we could have called her, because you could check me. You're my mother.
I set boundaries at work. I let people know, this job's, I'll be trying to stop saying this job's not that important, but I let them know, like, this is what we're not going to do. I'm not going to come to work and be upset at you, or if I'm never too good to ask for help. That's probably why I get over my problems a little more, because I don't care if I'm mad at you. If you have something that I need, I'm going to ask you. And everyone knows that about me. I'm never too good to ask because I'm always learning. So I need to know.
Do you like developing friendships at work? Or that's like one of the boundaries you won't cross?
Oh, girl. I had a close relationship at work. Like, we were all so close. And I worked at a school. Long story short, these Caucasian women kept calling ACS. You see me, I walk to work and take the bus. So I'm really in the hood. So that's not going to work. And that boundary was cut off because I'm a Latinx, Afro-Latina, Dominican first generation. Like, I know the struggle. I didn't have to live it. My mom worked really hard for me, but I understand my people. So you can't just be calling ACS all day. That's a boundary right now because you don't live like us. You take your car upstate. So I'm gonna have to call a spade, and if we have beef after this, then this is just what it is. But I don't think you should be calling ACS, so I'm gonna have to address somebody about that. So that was a work boundary, you know. With my lovers, my ex had a baby on me, and I wasn't so mad at the baby because Jill knows I love all my baby father's kids. I don't care. I love children. It's all love. But I just thought, like, wow, you could have given me something. Like, I thought we was really close. So I had to set a boundary within myself because I tried to kill him. But that's neither here nor there. And he didn't give me anything. I was really mad about the baby, but when I sat down, I just felt betrayed because you had unprotected sex. So I set a boundary within myself because I can't trust another man. And now I only have protected sex. And I swear to you, this decision, my friend would tell you, came after a heartbreak of, you know, the baby 9 months. Shorty got his big old head looking just like him. I'm like, you gotta love her. And I had to set that boundary within myself. Like, it's okay, you know, he could left him alone and trained myself, you know. And that came with a lot of research. Make sure I drink some honey, Irish moss, lots of water. It ain't gonna dry up. We all good. It's splash pop.
One problem that I noticed that you said is that now you trust nobody else. What he did shouldn't affect anybody that comes in the future.
That's cool, but guess what? I need that boundary for myself. I need to feel safe.
So in the future, what are you gonna do to kind of?
I've been dating someone for 2 years, and we have protected sex. I'm not on birth control because it was having me spotting, going crazy, mood swings. He respected that decision, and he said, "Listen, when you're ready, we can have sex." And we did. We've had sex with a condom for 2 years. That's
your way of protecting that.
Yeah, because guess what? That also comes with, I'm not checking his phone, worried about him. That boundary was set clean for myself. That was a self boundary. We can have a relationship without having to take the condom off. People are brainwashed. I tell young girls all the time, you have to take care of your body. You put a condom on just because. I have a whole bunch. I'm very open about it. My man doesn't think anything of it because we had this talk before we even touched down. Listen, I don't like how it feels to even think that I'm getting some washed up penis. Like, I don't want to stab you, but
and it's real life experiences. So, like, young girls think the worst thing that can happen is a baby.
I was just about to say that.
That's not.
That should
it
be
comes
the least
second
of your
to
worries.
last. It comes second to last. But there's a lot more at hand.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I've worked at a clinic for 5 years, and the first floor was where phlebotomy was done, and girls would get their results for HIV, and you would hear a mother screaming on the top of her lungs, screaming because she heard her daughter's results, and the daughter's 16 years old.
Yeah.
You don't want to go with your daughter to the clinic and hear that your 16-year-old wasn't protected. Another thing is, and we talk about this, maybe off topics, but parents, they don't understand that their boundaries can get their daughter sick. Like, I had a parent who didn't want to give their daughter their Medicaid to go get checked or get condoms, preventative care. You can't do that.
Yes.
You can't do that because you don't want to give permission to a child to have sex, but do you want to give them permission to go catch a disease or bring a child into this world?
You have to be realistic.
Can I do the social worker side of this? This why they got the clinics in the school, all right? Wear your condoms, young girl. It's not even about just getting birth control. Please, the baby is the least of your worries. You do not want to be out here putting a stopwatch on your thing.
Mm-hmm.
So stay protected. I don't want to hear don't feel good. It's not. That's a lie. It's okay. Guess what? You look them dead in their face and say, you're so brainwashed, you don't even know how to protect yourself and love yourself enough to wear a condom. I'm good.
And for the parents, legally the age was 10. They're bringing it down to 8 for a kid to have preventative health.
I was in a workshop with that.
You need to wake up and smell the coffee.
And be realistic. Like, at the end of the day, no matter how much we do not want our children out there having sex, it's something that's gonna happen. With the way things are now with social media, it's everywhere. You kids now doing these TikToks. I have 5-year-old twins. They're constantly doing TikToks. The other day, I'm listening to one of the songs, and I'm like, slob on my knob. I'm like, hey, what is that?
It's like going on a cop. Check it with me.
So it's everywhere. Sex is everywhere. Right now, sex sells. That's all that's selling when it comes to music. So no matter how old your kids are, they're hearing it somewhere. You never know if you don't monitor what they're watching. They can see it on TV. If someone is taking care of them, they're at a sitter's office. You don't know if they have teenage kids and they walk by a room, hear something.
But
you just never know.
As a parent, you have to change your boundaries, because I'm sure your mom did not condone at a certain age for kids to have sex, and we've had these conversations with our parents.
Yes.
A girl's not supposed to be talking to a boy on the phone at 12 years old. Like, my mom would smoke me whenever she would hear that I even thought a musician was cute. You know what I mean?
I had a different upbringing.
I couldn't even shave my legs, do my eyebrows, nothing until my sweet 16.
I had a different upbringing. I consider myself lucky because my mother was 35 years old when she had me. She was very seasoned and vetted because although me and my brother was her first 2 children, she raised all her nephews. We were very clear about sex very young. My mother would tell us, girls shouldn't sit on grown men's laps because their stuff may get hard. And I'm like, ew. And my mother would address these things when my friends were over. Like, if anybody touches you, that's unacceptable behavior. No one should be keeping secrets. And I just be like, stop. Like, you do this like this all day, but you don't have to do my friends like this. And one of my close friends shared that she was being abused. My mother reacted immediately, called the police, explained, had them arrest her uncle. To this day, her mother's upset that she went about it and told my mother. She was young. And I've always learned that sex is for adults. And if children are having sex, your parents should know it's not okay. You should know what sex is. You should be clear. I had an incident with my daughter. I'm very clear with my daughter. She went to a birthday party. I was in the party too. She was in the room. It was nothing but young girls. She came back and told me the next day, Ma, I'm so nervous. I don't know how to tell you this, but I saw sex. She was 6 years old. I said, really? I'm an educator. I went to all the parents. My daughter said she saw sex in the room with your kid. Can I speak to your kid? I am not going to say anything. I just want to know what they think sex is. Those people looked at me like I was crazy. I had to talk with all the children, and I had to talk with all of them together. I had to let them know. That is not sex. Y'all were twerking on each other. Okay? Sex is when someone touches your private part. That's not acceptable. Whether it's from an adult or a kid, you should not be having sex or talking sex. I want to tell you what sex really is because you shouldn't be having it. So can you please show me the sex y'all saw in the room? Because I know my daughter don't even see nobody humping. Feel me? So I said, and the parents had an issue with that because they move different from me. And I hold my daughter accountable. She already know. She go to somebody's house, she not going in the room with no little boy, none of that. She know. We talked about that in the house. Guess what? When you go in a room in somebody's house, you could get raped. You can't be spending the night at your friend's house. Because she got an uncle. She got a father. We keep it
brother.
all the way tall. So my mother would have these conversations with me and then allow me to chill with boys. Guess what? I'm a whole girl. I need to learn how to deal with men. Because then when men give me attention, I'm not going to know how to act. I have friends. I have male friends. My man knows I have male friends. They are important. We date. Literally, not sexual at all.
Well, no,
Go out,
I
have fun, talk,
I
have
have
fun.
to agree though, because I had male friends growing up. I had my 2 male friends, that's related to my aunt. But it wasn't that. It was just the idea of having a boyfriend wasn't allowed.
Yeah, most of my friends were always male, and they still are to this day. And
it was my
you
sexuality that was paused.
I think it makes it better when you do grow up with more male friends, now that you said that story, because you're always around men, right? Or boys, guys, whatever. When girls, I feel like when girls are not usually around guys and they do start experiencing that interaction with guys, like you said, they don't know how to act because they're not used to
Literally, I was 15 getting picked up by my entire neighborhood full of guys at my all-girls school, and they was just like, what is going on? Like, how do you know so many guys? And I'm just like, this is regular. Like, we go to school lunch, we sit out in front. Like, they date some of my girlfriends, but we don't date, and we hang out all the time. It's okay. We're male and female. Just like when I get around women, my mother had to teach me as a girl, you don't have to fight your female friends. You understand? And you don't have to be upset if one of your female friends, like one of your male friends, they don't belong to you. They're just your friends. I learned that very young. You understand?
I think what I'm getting at is what you said about not being able to shave your legs or do your eyebrows, your sexuality. So
yes,
when you
not being cute.
When your parents set that boundary of sexuality, like it's not okay to be sexy or feel good about yourself because you're trying to be sexual, I think that's where parents need to kind of like evaluate what you're saying to your child. Like my daughter, for example, she wanted to shave her legs so bad this summer. And as a Latin American woman, I gotta say, I have a lot of hair. I know the feeling. She has a lot of hair. When I was 12, I was dying to shave my legs. Not for a boy, though. It was because I wanted to shave my legs. My girlfriends were doing it. It was hygiene. It had nothing to do with a boy. But my mom thought that it was about being sexual for boys. You understand? Like,
just creating a narrative that doesn't exist.
A narrative that she was brought up to believe. Like, certain things, it's cultural. I don't think she was just born with, oh my God, you shave your legs, you want to have sex. No. Her grandmother was born in the 40s. So it was like everything she was conditioned to know, she passed it on, you know, further. Me, I took a different approach. I let my daughter shave her legs, but you're doing it for hygiene, not for sex appeal. You understand? Like, it's a difference. I get it. You want to feel good about yourself when you're putting on a pair of shorts. Mm-hmm. You don't want to feel, you know, odd because you're an overgrown 12-year-old.
Hairy ass legs, the shorts on. Like, it was hard. My eyebrows used to be super bushy. I remember before my Sweet 16, my mom was like, all right, so you can shave your legs, shave my underarms, finally at 16. Okay. And I remember I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get my nails done. I got everything done. And ever since then, I never stopped.
As you should.
I'm the type of person, I get my hair done every week. And every time what you getting your hair done? Who you gonna see? Nobody. It's for me. This is something that makes me feel good, makes me feel like me. I don't do anything for anybody. I do it for myself. And when I go and my daughter wants to go, I'll take her with me.
But your mom normalized that too. Your mom, you always had your hair done, girl.
Yeah, because she didn't know how to mess with my nappy hair. So she used to take me to the salon. She relaxed my hair when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Oh, let's not talk about that. Leon's going to hear this and be like, what?
I don't know what my real texture hair is. I get my hair relaxed every 3 months.
But like, as a parent, I try to remember these like boundaries and relax. And like, I know I'm really like, and my daughter's nothing like that, so I remember that boundary. She says things to me like, Mom, you gotta grow up. You can't clown my bully for being fat. I said, I'm gonna beat her mother up. Why is this little girl messing with you? Why is she talking like this? I got her. And my daughter said, Mom, you're a whole adult. Talking about somebody's weight, that's a low. I said, girl, you was better than me. You Michelle Obama in here. You want to go high? I go low, 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 low. Like, I got her roadblocks. Like, get out of here, fat Santa. Like, I'm just talking. She's like, Mom, you better not send that. We don't send fat jokes. So boundaries are set with parents for kids, too.
Well, family members misinterpret that boundary because Leanne's aunt had made a comment this past week saying that she didn't understand why her mom couldn't keep her secrets. Like, she would tell her mom something, not big secrets, kind of like, oh, I think Justin Bieber's cute. And she would be like, Mira, you know that my daughter thinks Justin Bieber's cute? And she was so irritated that her mom would share that.
Which she should be, because she's looking at it like, okay, if I told her that I like Justin Bieber and she's telling everybody else, the day I tell her I lost my virginity, she's gonna go and tell the whole family. I don't want the family to know what's going on.
I agree to a certain degree. So we were talking about my daughter, and she was like, yeah, because maybe she feels uncomfortable when you tell her business to her grandma or to her godmother. And I said, okay, let me ask you, because since you're putting me on the spot, because with certain scenarios, I do need an army to raise this little girl, because kids don't come with a manual. They all different. They all very versatile. They change their minds every second of the day. So when I approached her, I said, would you like me to stop letting your business be known? Like certain things that we talk about. She was so blunt because she was put on the spot. And like, it's not that I don't like that my godmother knows. It's that both of you are so annoying. Because you tell me the truth. And I don't want to hear all of that because I already know. If you already know, then why did you do it?
But like, let me tell you, we're close like that, and I get her aunt trying to say something, but the truth is, like, Gillian is reaching out to me not just as her godmother, but as a teacher for 8 years. She know how I go to work and really love the kids and will beat up the adults. Like, I don't care about that part. She knows that my other Komai is a whole child psychologist working right now. She's not talking to her next door neighbor. She's talking to people that do this. You understand? My other Komai, she's also an educator, has an MPA. Like, we are talking like to people that are not only educated, but have been in this field. So you have to know who you're talking to. She's not going to say that to her aunt or her family members that's just going to gossip about her daughter. If she tell me something, she knows. Her daughter was upset because at that particular moment, she's wrong. And she's becoming a teen. When I'm on her side, which happens often. All the time, I tell her mother, listen,
it's annoying.
I was mad grown as a kid. And I didn't see that in my house. You understand? And my mother was so 100. She'll tell my friends, Mom, don't let your daughter chill with my daughter. Because she too grown. Just like that. My mother tell my friend just like that right in front of me. You shouldn't be chilling with Monica because she too grown. Accountability is everything. My mother let me know. You want to run around be stealing when you're a teenager? I'm going to let everybody know you're a thief because I'm going to hold you accountable for who you are. And down this day, I do not steal. Sometimes gone. But that being said, like, you have to hold your children accountable. So we're not listening to people whose mother le tapa todo. Like, they trying to they cover the sun with their finger. Because your child's spoiled and nasty, and it's not going to cut it because when they become an adult.
Barbie knows that. Barbie knows that firsthand. You know, she did mention we are relatives, real blood relatives. Some people be like, yeah, we look alike. No, I'm her cousin. But she knows that. She knows that it's particularly me. You know that I've never hid anything.
Yeah, I'm an open book.
I'm just like, oh,
I wear my emotions on my sleeve. You know why? I switched. You can't. No, I'm so sure of myself and so much work I do with myself and look back and be like, damn, I was stupid, or damn, I outgrew that. Like, you can't tell me nothing about me because I know myself inside and out.
And that's the best way to be.
And validation is something I never lacked. I have it in myself. I don't need nobody to tell me, damn, you crazy. Oh, damn, you smart. Damn, you cute. Like, I know everything.
I do not need to post my books on Instagram. I do not need to do that. I'm just going to show you the graduation pic because I need the job. Okay? And these little books is not helping. So, like, I don't need a validation in that way.
What I'm getting at is, I know myself. So what I'm the boundaries I'm creating for my child is because she is a piece of me that I created from the person that I grew from. So I want her to understand, I want you not to fill my shoes, but outgrow them, supersede them. My expectations of you is so, like, high because I love you. You know,
and I'm going to be right there when you fall. And I'm going to be right there when you fall. I'm your biggest cheerleader. Like,
now, if it's a boundary she feels like I'm crossing, because there's some people who be like, I don't want to go to college. I get it. So what you want to do?
I'm going through that right now with my oldest son. I'm investing money. He's in Cardinal Hayes High School. So I'm investing money on his education, tuition. I pay tuition monthly. And so, you know, I'm telling him, the SATs are coming up. He did great on the PSAT, so I know the SAT he's going to do even better.
That's good.
So I'm like, Joelle, what college you want to go to? I'm not going to college. What do you mean you're not going to college? All right, so you going to the military? I ain't going to the military. I've always told you your only two options are military or college. I'm not doing none of them.
That's why you don't want to do them, because you're saying that.
Ever since he was young, I've always told him that. I'm like, all right, so we could do trade school.
You literally pushed him away from college.
Trade school. And he said, I don't want to do no type of school. So you think you're going to stay at home and work at, no offense to anyone that works at McDonald's, but you think you're going to stay at home and work at McDonald's? It's not going to happen.
My sister's going to own a McDonald's, so you can't diss me.
No, there's no offense to it.
All through high school.
That's usually a job
I still throw fries at home.
Teens get while they're in high school. That's usually your first job, to help you get your feet wet and, get that little experience. But that shouldn't be what your goal is. Work at McDonald's, I get free food. He loves McDonald's. He was like, at least I'll get free McFlurries.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid compared to others. You sitting in front of the same girl that was the black sheep who was smoking weed. God knows what the fuck she was gonna be in life. And I got 2 degrees. I got a great job.
See, he is.
But Barbie, guess what? Ask me how old I was when I figured that piece out.
Excuse me, but I did tell him that. I was like, Joelle, you can go to college, take 2 classes, basic stuff, until you figure out exactly what you want to do. I'm not telling you to rush and go to college. I'll let you take a year off of college, off of school. You stay at home.
You ever heard of orderly fashion?
Listen, he does not know. And I understand, because boys usually don't know what they want to do. No offense to your boys, but yeah, we don't get one. But us girls, when we grow up, I want to be a doctor. I always wanted to be a nurse. And I think if I would have never had kids so early, I would have finished that. But of course, I put that to the side because I had to be a mom. But I need him to have some sort of a vision. He's very good with computers. He can do everything on a computer. He could jailbreak phones. He could do any little thing.
Now, you're the host,
technology,
right?
he could do.
Not to cut you up, but you're the host,
They're gonna switch it up on me.
I'm gonna switch it up on you. How do you want him and establish these boundaries on your child and not think to yourself these same expectations and boundaries you have of him, your mother didn't have of you, but you as a mother, and you stop for your kids? Think about that.
Honestly, I know, like,
we
learned.
play devil's advocate. Don't feel
No,
bad. I do that shit to her too.
Now, I learned, honestly. No, we always play devil's advocate because if you're not arguing, you're not challenging each other. I don't need her to have my back in.
Yeah.
I need her to really challenge me.
Yeah.
So, honestly, she knows, like, my daughter's totally different from me. So, I don't put those type of expectations on her because my friend told me, this girl told me a long time ago, damn, Milani has so many hats to fill. And I said, what does that mean? She says, when I talk to your brother, he has all these dreams for her. When I talk to you, you have all these dreams for her. When I talk to your mom, she has all these dreams for her. Like, everyone has all these dreams for her. This is a lot of hats. It's like she's in here being a jester. And I said, whoa, I didn't think about that. But because we all give her so much, we all expect so much. And I tell my daughter all the time, I pulled back and I said, you know, I only want you to be a critical thinker. I want you to love and be a critical thinker. I don't want you to be ditzy. I want you to be able to be street smart, book smart, switch it up. Whenever you need, your back's against the wall, I want you to be that from me. Everything else, you get from yourself. Literally. I only want you to be a critical thinker. If I could teach you how to eat, I'll rest fine. Because I know you came from love. You're not a wicked girl. Don't let no one change that. But I need you to think for yourself. So things like when she was young, I don't like tomatoes. Why? I don't know. I don't like tomatoes. I don't mean you don't like tomatoes. We don't have the same taste buds. You are yourself. I literally am doing my journey by side with you. Like, I'm here to guide you and love you and protect you. But you don't belong to me. And I tell people that all the time. Your kid don't belong to you. They do. You're supposed to guide them and protect them and be there for them. But you can't hold them at gunpoint for what you want them to be and your hopes and dreams. That's not fair.
It's probably because I always wanted to go away from college. I remember
that's where it comes from.
You're living your dreams with him.
Yes. When I graduated from high school, I got accepted to LIU, Fordham University, Penn State. And my parents didn't let me go away for college. And Fordham University is right there.
And you feel like I'm giving you this opportunity, boy.
And, you know, just because I wanted a dorm in, that's when the whole 9/11 thing happened. So they were like, no, if you go to college, you have to pick a community college where you're staying at home. I got upset. I took a year off. I didn't go to school. And I got pregnant with my first son.
Honestly, that was your journey, girl.
It happens.
It happens.
I was pregnant right after high school.
I got pregnant in high school, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. And guess what? I went to school after
Don't
I
think
gave
we're
birth.
bigging it up, girls. Don't do it.
Don't think you're bigging it up. But
no.
I wish I would have. I cut school for boys I don't speak to right now. So I wish I would have, you know, really sat there and enjoyed my high school. But I ended up getting my GED because I gave birth and I was just over it. Like, I don't want to be back at school. I'm too grown for this. I took my GED, continued to go back to school. Then it came in the mail. I was like, peace.
You want to laugh? I didn't cut school in the afternoon. I cut school in the morning because I would smoke and then go to school. So my husband now, who's been my boyfriend since we were like 13, father of my children, will laugh because he's going to hear this and he's going to be like, yes, you were a whack bitch. You used to smoke, and then be like, I want to get to school by lunchtime because I had the munchies. But guess what? I did finish with my GED because all those classes I missed still made me fail. So don't do it. Don't do it.
I remember my senior year, I had to go to night school the entire year. I used to, right after school, go to night school to Roosevelt High School to 9 o'clock at night my whole senior year to graduate on time because I cut class.
Set boundaries.
To, you know?
Can I give you a tip for your boy?
Talk to me. I was just about to say so.
Tell him, literally tell him, because, you know, we just don't want to do what our mama say. Listen, I really wanted you to go to school, right? Go away to school so you can network and meet other people from different states, and you just won't have like your local friends. Because I tell girls that all the time. If you can go away, go ahead and go away, because you're going to have friends in every state, real connections everywhere. You know, I went to Lehman, I'm a local girl, you know. But I don't care, I'm still repping proud. But if you could go away, you go away. And you make it happen and you have fun, you know. And it's not about, oh, these colleges are so expensive. It's about the experience and the network they're really making. That's really, really what it's all about. And not only tell him that, say, listen, I know you don't want to go to college, but I want to set you up so that you don't ever need me. What tools can I give to you? What do you need? And when you start opening it up to him a little more like that, like, you know, you don't have to like sit and go to college. You can go remote. Like, I'm here to support you in any way. So I'm literally investing in you. I need an investment back. You're my first boy. And I really realize, like, when mothers speak to their sons like this, kind of, listen, I'm happy. Like, I want you to be the best man you could possibly be. If it ain't college for you right now, tell me how I can help you, because the time is ticking and you ain't gonna want to be a bum. I'm gonna love you regardless, broke and dirty, but these girls ain't. So you need to get some money. If the college ain't it, I do not want you selling drugs. So would you like to start your own business? Is it gaming? Is it like coding? Maybe, you know, maybe the college that you're thinking of writing books is not what you're going to do. If you want to do coding or something, you know, engineering, it's going to look different for you. Like, open up his options, because he's young and college looks one way to him. And then you're talking about college
and
too.
It looks like a long road, because that's something that I think all of us can sit here, all three of us can agree. And when you think about investing in something, it looks like a whole lot to give up. Yes. I think my advice to Barbie would be one foot in front of the other for you and him.
Take it one day at a time.
One foot in front of the other. Talk to him like how my beautiful social worker friend here is breaking it down. But I'm telling you.
And what happens when a year passes?
That's your son still,
and you still.
I understand that he's still gonna
even
be
if you
there.
put his foot, even if you put your foot to his back, he's still. You're gonna beat him to college. He's gonna be there and still. Feel.
No, but not even. All right, what if you decide to get a good job?
Then you help him.
What I just don't want him to be lazy.
You inspire him.
But he's a teen and school looks crazy right now because it's like remote and stuff. And like even right now, for like I set my own boundaries. Going back to boundaries, right? Mm-hmm. I am an Instagram fiend, and I don't mean like I post myself and stuff all day, but like I share like some stuff, and I just know all 500 of my friends, so it's a really, really lit scroll. I can't do it right now. I set myself a boundary, right? And I disconnected my Instagram for a while. All my friends are mad because I send them the best videos all day long.
Because it takes so long to screenshot a meme when I could just send it to you. Just saying.
You don't have to, but I need one a day. So I set this boundary for myself. Like, setting boundaries for yourself is really, really important, because then you're not gonna hold others accountable, right? If you don't hold your own boundaries, you'll be like, you know how it goes. I said, okay, no, I don't say fuck it. Like, I get my work in, I get the work, I do what I gotta do. I never just give in the towel like that. So boundaries are also set. Just remind yourself, this is the main thing. Remind yourself that when you set a boundary, it's for your peace. It's to eliminate impatience, right? And irrational options. Because once you set the boundary, you know, like, I don't want to take it there. If you take it there, just think to yourself, like, wow, where is this going to lead? To an impatient moment or irrational choices, like, I'm going to be left with slim pickings to none because now it's late. Mm-hmm. So just really.
So when it comes to relationships, what type of boundaries you hold on your partner? Okay, would you be okay with your partner still being a friend
with a female?
One of their exes.
I wouldn't be.
How friendly? Like each other shit on Instagram, or she's really calling you for advice?
Yeah, she's calling you for advice. Like,
no, pack it up. Mm-mm. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm petty, y'all. I'm not even. I got male friends, right? But
male friends exes?
No, one of them. I used to be with him over 10 years ago, but we are legit friends, and his baby mother, she hates me, and she only hates me because he told me a secret that he didn't tell her. And then she literally asked him, like, why did you tell her that you had a conflict and you didn't tell me? And he said, because she brings me peace, so I know she's going to calm me down while you escalate me.
You're his peace.
I'm not his peace. I'm just gonna let him know you should not be fighting and shooting anyone when it's not for your daughter. Because your daughter's gonna be like 16 and you're gonna be in jail and you're not gonna be there to shoot the guys that she really slapping on.
So does your boyfriend know that he's an ex and you guys are friends?
Yes, and he knows.
He's okay with that?
Yep. He's okay with that because he's okay in our relationship. because now we cousins, right? Shut up, Gillian. We're not cousins. That's our joke. But he knows, like, he's my friend. If we don't have sex, you know, like, I guess he's confident within himself too.
I was just about to say that. It takes a really confident person to.
He has female friends too, and I was like, "What you mean?" And then I said, "What's wrong with me?" He done smoked the blunt with me and my homie. Like, he done chill with me and my, like, come on, like, that's not fair. Yeah. And I can't feel every shoe and every place in your body. Like, that's irrational to think. Like, we're all humans and we live a long life. So I'm not. This is a boot. Like, you with me? No, like, it's okay. Unless you're moving funny or I see some funny shit, I'm gonna check it. Other than that, we're cool. I do not mind checking her too. Like,
no, but if it's not an ex, I'm okay with it. Like, if my husband wants to have a female friend, I'm okay with it because you should know our boundaries. The boundary is no infidelities. Chill with your friend, be there for your friend. It's okay. I've been with my husband since I was 13. Like, we've had a roller coaster. People could sit here and judge it and say, oh, well, we know about y'all past, both y'all past. A strong relationship finds solutions to every problem that they have. If you can't find a solution to your problems, then you guys are not in the right relationship.
So you're okay with him, let's say a new female just started working at the job.
Absolutely.
And they become friends. Oh, I'm gonna go hang out with such and such.
Absolutely.
We're gonna go for a drink.
Absolutely.
Hey, you better than me.
No, I'm okay with that because I can respect the boundaries that I set for him. I can accept my own boundaries that I set for him. He doesn't have to worry about me having sex with a coworker of mine, no matter how attractive he is, because I'm coming home to you. Now, some men don't understand that, and Jonathan and I, we've grown with each other. We didn't understand that all throughout our 18 years. We have had history where we're like learning and growing together for some of these boundaries. But again, my thing is, for the boundaries, you both have to understand them and you both have to reciprocate them. He does not like the idea of an ex for me because his idea of one of my exes is like a school crush. Like, I've never even had sex or let alone kiss the guy. Like, my first kiss, my first sexual experience was with him. So it's like, you
don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, I can't take him.
I made you, bitch.
Yeah, I can't take him serious if he gets jealous at an old boyfriend that was from like 6th grade.
You want to know something crazy, right? You know how I just said, "Oh, you better than me." I can't handle it, but whoever I'm with has to handle it.
You selfish.
Yeah, I'm real selfish.
Excuse the guy in the background coughing. You know, we're about to go give him CPR. You okay?
Yeah, I had to learn that too. I'm a little bit more open to that because I have real male friends that I never had anything sexual with. And
so do I. And
So,
I feel, okay, sorry to cut you off, but I've always had nothing but male friends. So let's say I start dating you, and if it's not somebody that I know of from the beginning of the relationship, and this female friend automatically pops up out of nowhere,
well, that's
then
different.
No, like,
no,
since
that's
whenever
different.
She's been your best friend. Like, no, I never heard of her in my life. I never met her, nothing. So,
but you
and
gotta,
I don't trust guys.
No.
First of all, that best friend-ish, we're not talking like that, all right? She better has sucked one of your friends' dick. I'll validate all of that first, all right? And even the dykes, I don't want to hear that basketball
stuff. Oh my
stuff.
God, I went through that.
Monica,
Okay.
but you can relate to this. I don't know if you can because, you know, we didn't really hang out too much in your teenage life, like only a few times. We're not going to tell my aunt what we did. But anywho, we know a lot of people. I know a lot of associates. Like, people randomly, hi Jill. And my husband, my husband, you know, when he's with me, I introduce him if it's a male. But I've known these people my whole life.
Literally
my whole life. I used to play with them, like manhunt, tag, freeze. Because even though I was with you at a young age, I was still a child at that time, and I still had priorities with family members,
other relationships,
other neighborhoods. Yeah, like, and I'm not cheating, but I'm not gonna not say hello to my neighbor's son because I know him my whole life. So explaining that to somebody like John or Bob, it's difficult because you have to really get them in tune to understand that love is neighborly love. Like, your next door neighbor, you know him your whole life. Yeah. So if you have a new boyfriend who's serious, That's an associate, but it's an associate that I'm not going to erase to make you feel like you trust me. Trust is another thing.
I had to do that. I dated this guy. The crazy thing is that mostly all the guys I've dated, talk too much of whatever you want to put, I've known them. I know them either we grew up around the same neighborhood or I know them through somebody else. I've never dated any random person in the street.
Girl, you should, because I love me Dr. Smithy. Yes,
So-
sent from heaven.
There came a point where my ex, he felt uncomfortable me hanging around this one guy that I dated. But his family and our family is close. I was close with his sisters. I was still going to parties in the house. And he always felt a certain type of way because he knew the guy would be there. And it sucked, but slowly but surely I had to like cut off that friendship. And I felt bad because I knew this guy before you. We grew up together. And here I am having to cut this off because, you know, you feel a certain type of way. I love you. I don't want you to feel any type of way. I want you to be sure that, you know, I'm here for you. Only you. So I
Yeah,
went
but
for
you have whack guys though. You have
Excuse me?
not you,
Oh.
but like in the world in general, there's whack gentlemen. No offense, but like I know somebody who's messing around with one of my friends, and he's hanging around with other mutual female friends, and she was with her boyfriend, and these two girls that knew him walked past and said hello to him. And he said hello back. He didn't stop them in the middle of them walking to introduce his wife. To me, you should be able to understand that there's a boundary there. She gets that you have to interact with other females, but if two females that she's never met before that you created a relationship with at work, at the library, at the supermarket, wherever, you should introduce your girlfriend, your wife.
I introduced myself.
Like,
What's happening?
Me too, personally, but I feel like he should be held accountable for that.
Yeah, he definitely should. If you don't introduce me, it's a problem.
Yes, and then they lack respect for the wife because it's like,
Oh, you didn't introduce me to her, so she ain't nobody
you're
special.
not nobody special. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's a boundary. You
You
have
guys-
to know your limitations.
Yeah, guys, and then we talking to girls in the supermarket.
And
I
girls too. Like,
Yeah, like I remember one time I called Ray Sean, and he's in the supermarket talking to some girl about cheese. Fuck you talking to her about which cheese you should get? Oh, this one melts better. Did we ask her? Does she live with us? Is she
Girl,
gonna?
what's wrong with y'all?
No. He was like, oh, but the girl here said the Velveeta melts better. I don't give a fuck what she said. We always get Kraft. Got the fucking Kraft. I don't give a fuck what she said.
Y'all heard my friend. He said you kick me out for nigga all the time, and I love him. But you got that out.
I make Jonathan understand that he's gonna be the main character in the room, but my guy is very mean to men and women. He doesn't want new friends. He doesn't want like Monica has just like created a relationship with him where he'll call her because he wants to share my friend. That's how connected he wants to be with me. That he loves my friend.
That's the next thing I was gonna ask you guys. Alright, so you guys have known each other forever, so it's we can't use Monica as an excuse.
I'm also a different caliber of a woman because in any way, shape, or form, I got Jill's back. You feel me? Whether it's with her little sister, even with her daughter, even with herself. When I feel like she's running herself into a fucking wall, I be like, listen, bitch, you doing too much. A hero is a sandwich. You're not a hero.
No,
Slow down.
I think what she was getting at
It's
is
like
the
how
trust.
you. No,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
trust.
That trust
Yeah.
part, right? Sticky calls me. He can talk whatever the fuck he wants, and he knows. At the end of every conversation, I be like, you know what? You right. Damn, all right. You know I'ma side with Jill. You feel me? I ain't nothing you really gonna. You feel me? I fuck with you, and I'm thanking you for calling me, and I'm glad you trust me that way. But that's really my bitch, so it's really like
It's okay.
quiet. You know?
So you're there to listen.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no. And when she's wrong, I'll tell him. You know what? And I tell her. It's no back and forth. I be like, listen.
It's so funny because I don't even want to hear about the responses, and we don't even talk about it.
We don't talk about the responses because me and him, that's my compadre.
That's her
You
relationship.
understand?
And I
So
don't care.
if he's frustrated, and he knows that because when he goes back home, she doesn't mention anything he ever said to me to him because I don't have to. This is my friend. So I hear him out and let it blow out the ass. And then we just smoke that
And
nigga
she
later.
does the same thing to me sometimes. Sometimes
Like, it's
she's
all good.
Like, you know, sometimes I catch myself and I'm like, Monica, it's been 18 years for me. You and I, we've reconnected for the past, almost 8 years now?
Yes.
And it's like, you don't get tired of hearing me complain about the same shit?
No, because she's a real friend.
And when you get a little extra with him, what I say, Jill? First of all, bitch, you not getting beat. You feel me? This is not, you not real. These arguments are minute. Ain't no bitches knocking on your doors with no babies. Like, give my man some props, bro. Relax it.
Sticky's grown. Sticky's grown. I don't want to talk about my relationship too tough because I know a lot of people interested or whatnot. But Sticky has grown. But we've gone through some real shit. I've had other friends prior to my relationship with Monica because they always say, like, what's that movie, The Bronx Tale? Like, you get 3 good ones.
You only got 3 great ones.
I've already hit my 3rd, you know, and Monica's my 3rd and my last, and I hope it stays like that. But I've had other female friends where the boundary was broken. I had a female friend who stopped talking to me because I didn't want to serve her baby father, you know, child support papers. Because I felt like that was crossing a boundary.
Yes.
I didn't want to get involved in that level.
Because you were friends with him too.
No, it wasn't even that I was friends with him too. Jonathan was friends with him.
Yeah.
And I felt like you are asking me to do something that I don't feel comfortable with as your friend.
And she should have respected that you didn't feel
But this friend has been forgiven multiple times. We fist fought. And that's
friend,
something.
you should never fight.
No, and it wasn't me who hit her. I defended myself. We've, you know, cried together, robbed together, lied together, everything in the books. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, you stop speaking to me over something that I didn't even do to you. I had nothing to do with your anger with your daughter's father. You know, I'm just your friend telling you I don't want any involvement whatsoever. And I've had other friends who's really backstabbed me with really things that you can't sit there and accept as a woman, but you can't fight because you still love them. You ever had an issue with one of your friends where you want to smack the shit out of this bitch, but I love you?
I cut off my daughter's godmother, my bestest of friends, for 10 years. Jill will tell you, I cut them off because they didn't know how to receive me. I sat there and I said, okay, you can be upset and you can be drunk, but you can say whatever you want. When you're talking about my character, when you're running around lying on my character, and then telling me like, why you don't want to be my friend? Like, I set that boundary for myself. I don't give a fuck if it's my mother. You lying on my character, we're not gonna get along. We can't be friends. That's different. That's different. A lie, but lying on my character is different. So I had to set that boundary and I stick to it. And it's been like a year and a half, and they always call me blocked and trying to talk and trying to meet. And Jill will tell you, like, you lost a good friend because I'm a real friend. And I'm sure, and I'm a real friend in the sense of you could check me. We can have these conversations. I'm not unapproachable, especially when you're my friend, because you hear me say I'm sorry. My friends hear me and say, yo, I apologize because this. Like, you know what? Thank you, Monica. I don't give a fuck if I was yesterday. I apologize because I think I overdid it, or I think I did too much. I didn't need to say that, so I just want to make it clear.
And boundaries like cross with men, with friendships, I don't take that lightly. I don't take that lightly because it's not just about, oh, would you have sex with my husband or with my boyfriend? There's other things that can break a friendship. Other things other than sex. The trust is lost. The monogamy. The connection.
My friend is young. Holds himself with boundaries. The other day he said, I had to check my mans because he's fucking a 15-year-old. I can't be around that. He's 23 years old. He do not chill with his friend because he's fucking a 15, 16-year-old. Cut his mans off almost for him because you know why?
It's a boundary. You're breaking a boundary. It's a personal boundary.
And this is why I keep myself surrounded by people held accountable that way.
Yeah, because he feels like if he's around it, he's condoning it.
So he says, you know, I don't like young girls, and I'm a young nigga. I don't like young girls, you know why? Because when I have a daughter, I can't explain to her I have a real child. So I'm good. I like older women that can defend themselves and not going to be needing me or looking for me to guide them. I like hoes.
Sometimes friends don't know how to let go of that fallout. Sometimes people don't know how to reconnect. It's not simple because that boundary was crashed, broken, forgotten, buried, it can't be rekindled. So
Sometimes
like
the fallout could be that bad that, you know, you do want to save a friendship because of all the years you've invested in it, but sometimes you just can't come back from certain shit
that you did. No.
Yeah.
So like for me with that one particular friend, the other one I won't even speak of because it's too painful for even me to like try to recollect the memories and talk about her. Just she knows who she is, and she probably even stalking me till this day because she
gotta stalk her.
No, people miss friendships, but like Monica says, when you mess something up, you have to be held accountable for it. But the other girl that Monica's knows, we bumped into her in the summer, and she has a baby who's 2, and I met for the first time, and she wanted me to hold her baby. She wanted that friendship again, but it wasn't there because you broke up a friendship for something that was unfair to me. And then when we would hang out, it was just friction. So, you know, I told you could try to forgive them, but it's still there. And it's not even your anger, it's their anger, because they just want to understand, why are you moving this way? Oh, you think you're better because, you know, you got an apartment, you went to college, this, that. It becomes a jealousy, conniving move. And I can't have a friendship with someone who's jealous of something that they could do 9 to 5 too. You know, they have the same amount of days, hours. You know, my mind state, you could grow from it. You could learn from me, and you could make it, incorporate it as your own. Monica was going to college when I reconnected with her. I wasn't. And my friend was getting hired by the Board of Ed. I was home pregnant, no job. 9 months, mad as hell. And I was hearing my friend every day. And I was like, you know what? How do you apply? Where can I get the application? Oh, what's that word? What's the definition? You gotta learn and grow from friendship. You can't just be.
There's no competition.
Yes,
and
it's
I
so
feel like
nasty
when I break the boundary and I have to doubt you. If I have to doubt you, we don't have to be friends anymore. Because I'm gonna make it clear in what you say. If your words are not clear or genuine enough, I'm very in tune with my energy. I'll clip a bitch. Jill knows. Like, quickly. Boundaries. Friendship boundaries. My friend told me the other day, you travel all the time. I'm not fucking with you. Because you need to book me too. I said, book yourself. No, wait. She goes, no, for real. Like, you don't take me with you. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm low key. Like, you know, wait a minute. Do I look like a travel agent now? I Googled it and ordered it. You should do the same. I am not held accountable, responsible for your happiness. I only take care of me. Like, I literally let my daughter know, like, what do you need to be happy? You tell me, I'll provide it for you. But you gotta think. You gotta get the wheel going. I do not just sit there. I can only do that for oneself. And I don't ever hold me that accountable. Like, you disrespected me. Like, my closest of friends that I talk to every day don't act like that. Like, the bitches that put money in my account when I'm fucked up don't act like that. So, if Jill don't talk to me like that, why are you talking to me like that?
I mean, let's get heavy with it, even sexually. Like, those friendships that the girl laugh in your face but still want to have sex with your man or one of your exes. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Who are you? Why are you hating on me?
I done had my daughter's godmother tell me she gonna fuck my baby father. I said, ooh, why? He broke.
Why? What do you want? What do you want? Do you want to go inside of my skin to, like,
experience everything that I've experienced?
Exactly.
Like, it's like, are you really my friend? Or you just...
Barbie, where's this coming from? No, elaborate.
Listen, I've gone through so much, right? And right now, that title, friend, I don't give it to people the way I used to give it before. I know a lot of people. You know that. I know so many people is ridiculous, and I would consider everybody my friend. But with the things that I've gone through recently, nah, they're just people I know, people I grew up with. I have right now, I can say honestly, who has been there through everything I've been going through lately, a friend. And that's it. Everybody else is just somebody I know. Because I began to realize that I was everybody's friend out of convenience. Barbie was that girl, the party girl, the one that would link everybody up. Oh, I haven't seen such and such in X amount of years. Don't worry about it. I'm going to set something up so we can all get together.
Resources.
So I was basically all these years being used by people who I thought were my friends, but you know, they weren't. Because at the end of the day, who calls me to check up on me? Well, I'm gonna take that back. Not a friend, 3. Because 2 male friends that I grew up, that I went to school with as well.
She loved the associates too.
Yeah, I love you guys too, but you guys don't get the friend title anymore.
There's levels to this friendship. We talk about this all the time.
And you know, sometimes it takes for you to go through something for you to realize this. It's sad that I'm 36 years old and I realize now that I don't have all the friends I thought I had. But I'm glad it happened now, better now than later. So people, be careful who you call your friends, because 99% of the time they want what you have. They envy you. They want to be you. They want to be everything you are. So be very, very careful with who you call your friends.
And real friends respect boundaries and accept them and adapt. They learn to change with you. I'm learning how to accept that Monica does not have an Instagram. Okay? I'm learning.
Oh, that I smoke weed every time we go out and anywhere we go.
It's okay.
And you don't smoke, but you still gotta be outside waiting for me before we go in.
It's alright.
See, the friendship that you guys have, I have that with Bernadette. If she did something wrong, I can check her. She will not get offended by it at all.
I have
and vice
this
versa.
relationship with everyone in my life. Jill will tell you this, right? Nobody in my life is offended at how I speak, because this is who I am. So if you want to deal with me, this is what it is. I am not going to kick you while you're down, but I am a very fair person, and I hold people around me accountable. So if you're just gonna know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you said don't do that. I'm just gonna be like, well, when you gonna start loving yourself enough and stop letting this nigga open take your eye out the socket, babe? I love you. How you wanna do this? And my homegirl held me accountable. I was beating my man, stabbing him, trying to light him on fire. You know what she said? That snapped me right into place. She said, how would you like for me to describe you on Snapped? I said, what? Should we tell him we was some little ass bitches? Like, how you want me to talk about you on Snap? I said, bitch, what? Bah, click. She snapped me right back. Bitch, I'm all the way there with you. We could kill anybody you want, but how you want me to talk about you on Snap? Like, how we gonna do this? Like,
It's true though.
and I had to just check myself. Like, I'm not going to jail for nobody. Goodbye.
It's true. And sometimes another thing is you have to be ready to find a solution. If there's not a solution at the end of that road, if you think about what happened to break that boundary, can you ever recover from it? Then it's gone. Because one thing that I fear is repetition. If I forgive you, are you gonna do it again?
And that happens a lot. Especially when it comes to us in relationships with men. Sometimes you see the potential a man has, and if you know he crosses a little boundary, you're like, you know what? Let me forgive him. I'm gonna check him. And let's see if it doesn't happen again.
Oh, girl, it happens again. Work too.
Are you gonna check him again and let him do it to you again, or are you just gonna let it go right then and there?
But that's a question for yourself, because you spend a lot of time fighting the next person, but when you sit there by yourself and be like, why are you letting this nigga drag you and wash you up and got you looking crazy because you tight and why are you doing this? Why you can't sleep at night without looking through his phone? Who are you? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I always say that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what she said relates to so many things for me. Work, school, everything. Like, I'm just like, no.
I've learned now with everything that I've gone through now, and with, I guess, ever since COVID started, I began to see people's true colors. You see who's there for you, who's not.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Yes.
Everybody thought I was psycho. I'm like, you can't come to my house.
So I feel that now, moving forward in life with everything, boundaries have to be set. And if something is broken from the very beginning, that's it. I'm not doing it.
But you know,
and set the boundary. If people are not pouring into your cup, stop pouring out. You look dumb. You are also entitled to love, respect, accountability. Whatever you give to the friendship, if you're not getting back, it's time to reevaluate it. And this doesn't mean that you have to stop being a friend, but you have to know your value. Period.
No, it's a balance between being selfish and having expectations, but like, not even to be funny about COVID. Like, if you know my mom is 70 years old with an underlying health condition because you fuck with me, why you come to my house? Don't come. What is wrong with you? And then it's like people don't care and they think that you're being unfair, but I'm just being safe. because I'm not going to your house and breaking no rules and regulations. Like,
I'm glad you said that, because I think we have to end with especially saying, when you set a boundary, how to talk to yourself. So I'm going to share a very helpful tip that I use to relieve my own anxiety and how I speak to myself. I heard, you're supposed to speak to yourself like you're 9, 10 years old, because be patient. So instead of saying like, how can you be this dumb bitch? Like, why you keep getting that? Or like whatever. I just speak to myself like, wow, it's okay. You can forgive yourself and learn. Like a 10-year-old, literally, like forgive yourself and learn. And make sure you always talk to yourself with that patience, because you're speaking to yourself. That's the most important conversation you have. Your ego, all of these thoughts, they're racing, they're running, they're not who you are. You sit by yourself, and when you talk to your soul, you speak to yourself with love. You speak to yourself with love, and don't hold yourself so harsh, because we're learning. How do you learn? You know what? You fucked up. It's okay. You may feel disappointed right now. Let's go on. Talk to yourself that way.
Most of the time,
I bet you it would take you one day to get over something. 2 days the most, because you talking to yourself like a 10-year-old. Like, and when you feel that way, like, you know what? Life is bigger than just that one little
and
problem.
listen to your body. Like, sometimes people, because they have so many responsibilities, I have my 8-year-old who's autistic. I can't blink or breathe without blinking and breathing for her too. But sometimes my body needs to be in that mental state alone, and I get afraid because my mind screams so loud and heavy, real thoughts that I need to like be in tune with.
They're not yours though.
To be in tune with. No, they are mine.
Your thoughts are yours, but not like the responsibility parts. Like,
no,
okay.
my thoughts.
Yes.
So I don't take time to listen to it because of my responsibilities. So sometimes I force myself to listen to my body, and I say, okay, your mental state needs you to take a minute and evaluate everything. And I do stuff for myself. I go to my hair, Maria, go with Monica while she's smoking a blunt. I'm thinking to myself out loud, or I'm taking a shower. I meditate. I write, masturbate.
Yes, I write things I'm grateful for.
Yes, like, I keep a journal, and lately I downloaded the Bible app.
Oh, we have that.
And like I said in the last episode, mornings and the evenings, it gives me my prayers. And I started listening to the Joyce Myers podcast as well. I love Joyce Myers. I really don't have time to grab a book, sit there and read. Okay. So what I do is I do the audible. I'll keep the headphones in my ear, and while I'm doing a million and one things throughout the house with the kids, I'm listening.
I live by podcast. Gillian, no. I was very depressed and down. Oprah's Super Soul Sunday. Go back to like the 2017 ones, like Michael Singer, Paulo Coelho. Like, these men wrote all these great books, and I listen to their podcast, and I'm just stunned because it's just talking about the soul, no religion, and it just speaks about you. When I'm in my ratchet mode, I listen to my Horrible Decisions, which is just like a sex podcast, and they just be bugging, talking about all crazy things. And I learned with that podcast my own boundary that, sucking the dick is not like against me. Like, it's not a man taking over. Like, I learned my own boundaries, but I had to do that by myself and listen to a few other people say it, and then come within myself. You know what? What do I like? What do I need? How can I feel more comfortable providing this? So, like, taking the time for yourself and really like working on yourself. Write stuff down, even if you don't get to it.
I
just write it down.
Word porn is my thing.
Any research.
This notebook right here. I sleep with this notebook next to me.
Oh, I write poetry and I send it to her and Jonathan. I don't publish it.
My friend needs a poetry book. She's really nice.
You need it right now.
But that's my meditation. That's my meditation.
Yeah, everybody has to find what works for them. Everybody's different. We're throwing all these ideas at you guys, but whatever works for you, everybody's different.
I got a mindfulness one that, like, when the shower.
But an exercise that everybody should try is either you write it down, talk about it with your friends. Think about the boundaries that you're faced with every day and how you face them, how you establish them, how you accept them, how you move with them. Because that's something that people are oblivious to. They're innocuously setting them, following them, and they don't question them. You have a right to question a boundary too.
Yes, you really do. If you don't agree with something, question it.
Talk about it.
You have to be your authentic self. And that has to come even if it's challenging. Like, that triggers this. Or speaking, like communicating. I've never seen a human swallow another one. Like, open their mouth big enough and ha! So no one's mouth
says that.
no one's mouth is scaring me.
Yeah.
Like, we can have a conversation whenever you want, because I've never seen a human's mouth open up big enough to swallow me whole. We're good.
And
we
if
can talk
you're
about
a
whatever.
human who don't know, if you don't know how to communicate with your mouth, then learn how to communicate in other ways. Okay?
Yes,
There's
that's
other
why,
forms to communicate.
A lot of
My
people like
daughter-
doing the texting,
No,
the
my-
writing the letters.
My daughter's nonverbal and she speaks volumes, okay? She speaks volumes. So you can't tell me that you as an adult or even a child who can read, write, speak, an atypical person, you can't find other ways to let out what you feel. I'm gonna tell you you're bullshitting me. Because my 8-year-old doesn't speak. She's limited verbal. She sings her ass off at 3 o'clock in the morning. But she makes it very well known that she likes something. We walked past a furniture store and she said, look. And she picked out a bedroom set. And she's 8.
People are verbal when it's convenient for them.
Yeah. That's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole other topic though, because
We're going to come back to manipulation.
Yes, we're gonna come back another day for that.
Thank you,
Barbie.
Barbie.
Yes,
Thank
but
you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for joining me. But to sum it up, guys, boundaries, set them, question them, and if they are broken, don't hesitate to cut that person off that broke them. If they can't respect you and the boundaries you have, then they don't deserve to be a part of your life.
They may come back around and respect the boundary after, because I did respect the boundary with my male friend of SMD. He asked me not to say that to him. I said, I don't have a real SMD, so why are you so upset? But I had to learn that if I valued that friendship, also, I have no right to tell someone how they feel. So I had to commit to the boundary, apologize, and get back. And I don't say that word because I think about, damn, my friend stopped talking to me for a month. You crazy. But that's his boundary.
And we all 3 promised not to say SMB.
And I didn't say
I
it.
can't make any promises. Okay, so to end this episode, I'm going to leave you guys with this quote. It is necessary and even vital to set standards for your life and the people you allow in it. Set your standards. Don't let anyone ever question the standards that you set. It's your life, and if they love you and want to be in it, they will respect them and cherish them and cherish the relationship they have with you. So on that note, until next week, guys, say bye.
Thank you.
Let me touch you.
Hope you guys enjoyed our little madness.
Stay safe and stay blessed.